I'm trying to do God's work. You know, I'm in my millionaire energy, so I'm providing as much service as I can to you women. I'm trying to get you guys into a different path because I've learned a lot over the years. And, you know, the kind of content that I was talking to you guys about before, you know, dating a man for money and all these things and how to ask a man for money and all these other things. And I think that when I was making those content at that time, that's where I was mentally, spiritually, you know, dependent. You know, I was, you know, thinking that the only way for you to be rich is from a man. That's how I was thinking. So I really want you guys to understand that this shift in my content is not because I think I'm better than anybody, because we are all sisters. This is just growth and me understanding how life really is. And I'm sharing it with you guys because I've been through a lot this past few months and years. That's the reason why I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't make the mistakes that I made in the past. I want you guys to avoid it at all costs because it's really not pretty when a man knows that you are not financially secured and you have to stay there because you need financial security. So I really want you guys to know that, you know, you joining the Wealth Club is that I really do want to help you guys, and I want to help you guys avoid making mistakes when it comes to buying multiple courses, spending X amount of money, and then even when you finally do make money, you don't even know where to invest your money. So the Wealth Club is meant to be your all-in-one place. So I really want you guys to join. When you join, you're going to get a 15-minute call with me for me to assess where you are so I can put you in the right direction. I don't want you to just join and be confused because there's so many different classrooms and it can get very overwhelming. I'm not going to lie, because there's so much information. So I wouldn't want you guys to get overwhelmed with the information. So that's the reason why I've now added 15-minute calls where you can talk to me for 15 minutes. I can tell you where you are now and tell you the direction you need to go for you to tap into this $1 million energy. Now, so today's live, we are talking about how men use financial power to keep women emotionally stuck. This is very important. You ever notice how the more financially dependent you are, the more emotionally toxic the relationship feels? The more dependent you are, the more emotionally toxic the relationship feels, because you feel like you have to walk on eggshells. You don't want to say the wrong thing because if you say the wrong thing, it can get him upset and he's not going to pay your bills. You don't want to say the wrong thing because if you say the wrong thing, he's not going to invest in your business. And I want you guys to look at Tatiana and Boston Richie as a primary example of what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying it to shade her. This is not about jealousy. Oh, bestie, you just mad, because I'm not mad about nothing. I already know she's young, so I know that right now she's in this era and she's going to get past this era. She's learning and she's growing, but this just goes to show you that everything that I told you guys up until this point is completely true. Whether it be mega viral or not, I do my due diligence in telling you guys the truth. She's posting all these things and you guys be seeing her post all the money, post the bags, the trips. But like I said in my previous episode, she's literally getting her head knocked in between the washer and dryer. And this is not, and I'm not trying, this is not about making fun of it or anything. You know, I'm very witty and I'm very sarcastic, but that's the truth of her reality. But you guys are glamorizing what she's showing you guys, but you guys don't know what she's chopping behind closed doors. Like this recent incident that happened with her and Ari J. The only reason why I know about this stuff is because I follow this Instagram model T page on Instagram. So that's how I be knowing this tea about the girls and their relationships. But I'm like, damn, this really goes to show you that Bessie don't say no lies, because these girls will show you what they have, but they're not happy. And a lot of women feel like because they're dating men with money, they have to trade their peace, when that is not true. You do not have to pick between money and peace. I'm going to say that again. You do not have to pick between money and peace. The only reason why you ever feel like you have to pick money, bougie. Sorry, guys. Bougie is here trying to find his comfortable position. So let me complete my sentence. The only reason why you would ever feel like you have to pick between money and peace is because you are not a financially secured woman. Having your own money does not mean you're going to date brokies and dusties. The only reason why some women feel like that is because they tune into that energy. And like I mentioned in my manifestation live, whatever you focus on, manifest. So if you think about, oh, if you make more money, you're going to attract bums and dusties, then that's what's going to be your reality, because that's what you're focusing on. But if you are a woman that's focused on abundance and know that I'm making my own money as as my insurance policy, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to date a provider, a masculine man. You're going to get that. So you got to remember, what you focus on manifests. Whatever you think about is what is going to show up in your reality. Does that make sense? Someone said, what if he makes you sign a prenup? If he makes you sign a prenup, put your terms and conditions in the prenup. Prenups are not that bad. Prenups is not that bad. I don't know why people make it seem like a terrible thing, but prenups is not that bad. Can I get some ones in the chat if you guys are following so far? Ones in the chat. I want you guys to like this live, share this live. This is real information that most of the girlies are not going to tell you because they want to capitalize off of your fantasy. Bestie is not capitalizing off of your fantasy. That's the reason why you like, damn girl, I don't want to pay, but trust me, you make that investment today, and you will be very happy with yourself because you would realize that you're not going to have such high tolerance for bullshit. When you date for financial security, you have to have high tolerance. That's the truth. You have to deal with maybe either he's going to cheat, either he's going to abuse you, mentally abuse you, financially abuse you. There's so many things you have to deal with when you are not financially secured as a woman. And I really want you guys to understand that. And I'm going to keep drilling it in you guys' head all 2025. I am no longer trying to feed you guys a fantasy, because me feeding you guys a fantasy means I am not doing the service of God, which I made a promise to him that once I get to this level, I will shed light on the things I've learned, because he put me through a lot of shit for me to realize, like, oh shit, Bestie, you can't be telling them about that because you see what happened with you. Bestie, you see what's going on with you. So you gotta make sure as you tell them, as I got you through this, you make sure you tell them the truth. Don't sit there and be talking to them, oh yeah, the money, yeah, it doesn't matter, the money, he pays the bills. Nah. You got to tell them as he's paying the bills, they get to the back too. Because just in case, if they need to choose peace, they can choose peace. A lot of women are selling their dignity and peace for money, and it doesn't make any sense. It literally does not make sense. We do not have to trade our dignity and peace for money. Stop tuning into the frequency of all men are trash or men don't have money, because that is a lie. If we apply manifestation to like how we manifest money and how we manifest our reality, if you apply to men, it's the same thing. You guys are allowing the public to dictate what goes on in your world. So because you hear all these creators talking about dusties and brokies and these men don't spend money, and oh, if you make your own money, the men are not going to spend money on you, because you're accepting that reality, that will be your reality. I want you to understand, you do not have to choose between love and money. You do not have to choose between love and money. You can be a feminine, financially secured woman who has a provider man. It's not either or the or. A lot of women feel like they have to trade. Oh, I got to trade my financial security because I want to provide a man. And any high value man is going to appreciate a woman who has her stuff going on, not because she can bring money to the table, but because her mind is busy, because he wants to brag. You know how men have big egos. Men love their egos. So if he knows he's dealing with a babe that got her own, like doing her business, he could brag about you. Like, yeah, my girl, yeah, I pay the bills, but my girl, it makes him proud. Instead of, oh yeah, I pay the bills and she just be at home sitting cute. The lies that these broke bitches, sorry. I don't want to say these broke bitches because we're all sisters, but I get so disgusted in the comments when I see girls sit there and open their mouth and feel so confident to type in my comment section that, oh, you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is sit and look cute. And I'm like, bitch, do you know how much lashes are? Do you know how much it costs to book a do you know how manicure and pedicure? And I'm looking at these bitches like, oh, all you got to do is sit and look cute. So sitting and look cute, being cute, doesn't it cost money? Don't you got to get your lashes done? You got to get waxes. You got to get your feet done. You got to get your nails done. You got to buy pads. You got to buy... So when I'm hearing them, oh, you don't got to do nothing. You just got to exist. Even breathing, bitch, that shit is expensive. You go outside, you breathe, one exhale, this shit is $100. It's expensive to breathe. So when I see these girls say these things about, oh, you don't got to do nothing but exist, it's just like, all right, we already know that you're the type of girl that would say, oh, but he loves me, although he's punching you in between the washer and dryer. And I don't want that for any of my sisters. I don't want any of you guys to be in a situation where your peace is at jeopardy and you can't leave, because obviously your mom is going to tell you to stay there, your friends are going to tell you to stay there. I want you guys to understand that you can have your peace and have your money. Stop making these people online make you feel like in order to date men with money and in order to get money, it has to be toxic. It doesn't have to be toxic. A relationship does not have to be toxic, because what Tatiana is going through, a lot of girls feel like it's okay. They be like, well, at least he giving her 100K. Well, at least he giving her chains. At least he giving her bags. Again, like I said, a lot of girls are trading peace and dignity for money. When you make your own money and you can afford these things, you realize it don't mean nothing. It literally doesn't mean nothing. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again. Just because a man has money, that doesn't mean he has good character. When you are a woman who's financially secured, you're going to be able to date with clarity. You're going to be able to date with intention. A lot of you are not dating with intention. You're just dating. Oh, I'm just trying to find a man with the money. And then you're financially abused. Now you're in a whole toxic situation you don't even want to be in. All because of what? Money? If you just want men for money, why don't you just go straight to the source? Get the money yourself. So you can date the men with money and date the good men with money, not the bad men with money. Am I saying something? Am I saying something? Type one in the chat. Most women don't stay for love. They stay because they're scared to start over broke, or because he's created a life where she doesn't have a way out. And that's what most men do. When a man knows that you are fully financially dependent on him, he makes a life where you don't have a way out. And because he knows you are fully financially dependent on him, and he has created a life where you don't have a way out, and he knows you're scared to start over, you have to have high tolerance. You're going to have to tolerate a lot of bullshit. We see it all the time. And then we be like, well, he gave her 100,000. But just think about it. If you had 100,000, would you want a man to put hands on you? Would you want a man to disrespect you, to embarrass you publicly? Would you want that? No, let's be honest. I want to know. One in the chat, if you had your own money, you would still stay with a man who had money and allow him to embarrass you in public and put hands on you. Two in the chat, if you have your own money, you wouldn't tolerate it. I just want to know, out of curiosity. I just want to know who's in the building. Somebody said broke or not. Exactly. Two. So that's the point I'm making to you ladies. This is not about, oh, this person is I am trying to put you on into a new energy. Because I promise you, when you make more money, there's a lot of things you're not going to tolerate. Off with his head. A lot of things you're not going to have to tolerate. Stop allowing these people to feed you the lie of when you become a rich woman or a woman who has her own money, men are not going to want you. You know the difference between you and the girlies that are online searching, where do I find rich men? Is you can actually afford to be in the room. Yeah. Because rich men usually go for women that's around. They don't go out their way to like, oh, I'm going to go to the bar so I can network. They don't do shit like that. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is why I say that these girls online that tell you guys the bullshit they be telling you, they're feeding you lies. They're capitalizing off of your fantasy, because realistically, the men of quality, the men of substance are not going to be, oh, I need to go, let me go to the 5-star restaurant because I'm trying to network. I want to, no, because they hear the shit that these girls are talking about. They hear it. They know what's going on. So they're like, you know what? But let me go. Because men are malicious. They can be very sneaky. And I'm not going to say all of them. And I'm not saying sneaky as a bad thing. And I'm not saying manipulation is bad, because it's not. It's all about how you perceive manipulation. They already know, like, I could just dress up real nice, go to the bar, and I'm going to find me a girl that think I'm the richest guy in the world, and I'm going to, impress her with a little 5-star date, because you bitches get so excited with food. Food be making you bitches hopscotch. Yeah. Oh, he taking me to a 5-star restaurant. You bitches be hopscotching because it's a 5-star restaurant. Oh yeah, we going out to eat. Yeah, he took me to a 5-star restaurant, girl. It was so nice. It was so cool. Like, I feel like he put so much effort. Bitch, what? The only effort that needs to be put is money into your account to start that business. Yeah. That money in your account to start that business. A man that's trying to multiply your income is a man that wants to see you win. A man that wants to multiply your income is a man that's trying to see you win. Did you guys hear me? A man that's not multiplying your income, a man that's just giving you money here and there, he's giving you enough so you stay, but not enough for you to grow. It's either he's going to invest in your business or show you ways to make money. That means he want to see you win. Can I get some ones in the chat? Because some of you be thinking, oh yeah, he paid my bills. Oh, this is, and I'm going to clock somebody's tea right now because I'm feeling it. I'm in the spirit. I'm feeling it right now. Oh yeah, he paid my bills, whatever. He gives me money for rent. He's giving you money for rent. Why isn't he not teaching you how to fish so you can always fish without him? Oh, because he wants you to stay dependent. Oh, we didn't think about that. Because we're thinking about the now. That's how they keep you financially dependent. That's how they keep you financially dependent. They give you enough to always keep coming back, to need them. And I'm not saying when you make more money, you're not going to need a man. Do not confuse it. You're just being self-sufficient. You're not being overly independent. You are being self-sufficient. Two different things. You still have your own money and still want a masculine man. That's okay. But the problem comes when you have to be dependent. I'm going to say that again. A man that wants to see you grow is going to show you how to fish so you can fish forever. Just because he's paying your bills for now, that's to keep you dependent. If he really wanted you to be self-sufficient, he will show you ways so you can pay your rent without him. He will show you ways to make money so you don't have to rely on him to pay your rent. Because what's going to happen when he walks out the door and he's no longer paying your rent? He's like, nah, I'm not paying your rent no more. Because these men can be on and off. We all know this. This is a known thing. We know. They can be on and off. 1 minute they hot, 1 minute they cold. So him just paying your bill, that don't mean nothing to you. And now this is where you look different before. Your face looked puffy. I was chubbier. That's why I'm losing weight, babes. Yeah. I'm losing weight, babes. Yeah. No Ozempic. Yeah. Flex. Cause summertime, bitch. Yeah. What I'm wearing? What? This is what we wearing for summertime. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so someone said I had a guy show me his safe with all the cash, but he didn't give me none. That was our last date. Exactly. Clock it. Because why you showing me money you're not giving me? Why you showing me money you're not giving me? Why you showing me money you're not giving me? This is how these guys be playing with y'all. I don't want them to be mind fucking y'all. I want y'all to be smart. Even if a man is not going to invest in you, because obviously he wants to keep you coming back. So you got to say, all right, well, I could pay my rent, but he just gave me money for rent. So I'm going to use this money and flip it myself. So I don't have to rely on him. The problem with a lot of you when it comes to multiplying your money is this. A lot of you wait till you need money. You wait till you're like, oh, fuck, I need $5,000 by tomorrow. And because you need money, money's going to be running away from you. That's why it's always good to invest when money's flowing. That's the perfect time for you to flip your money when money is flowing, when you're good. Because it's going to keep rotating. But when you're in the space of, oh my God, I need money. Oh my God, he ain't paying my bills no more. What I'm going to do? Because you have that desperate energy, money's going to run away. Money only likes to be in the place where it feels safe. That's what you have to understand. So stop waiting for your back to be against the wall. Stop waiting for him to not pay your bills for you to want to figure out how you can multiply your money. Now we're getting into the financial trap. Looks like love, but it's leverage. Let's talk about something nobody wants to admit. A lot of women think they're in a relationship, but they're really in a financial arrangement with emotional strings. He gives you money, then he guilt trips you for spending it. I remember my ex did something like that. He gave me $5K and he was like, oh, I spent the money. I paid off one of my credit cards. He was like, oh, why would you spend the money I gave you? And I'm like, sir, if you didn't want me to spend the money, then why would you put the money in my bank account? What the fuck you thought I was going to do? Like, what you thought I was going to sit there, oh, let me save it for him so when he comes back, I'm going to get, no, I'm going to spend this shit. Spend that shit. But that's what they do. They guilt trip you. He tells you to quit your job, then calls you ungrateful for wanting more. Guys, a man that is not getting to the next level, a man that wants to keep you on the same frequency, he is always going to call you ungrateful. And I want you guys to understand, because some of you wasn't on my other live, and some of you probably didn't listen to my manifestation, how to manifest 6-7 figures with your higher awareness. I want you guys to understand something. You are in a constant battle with your old version and your new version. And the only way for you to have the reality and for you to live the life on your vision board is for you to identify your old beliefs, your old habits, and your old thoughts. Because your old version just wants to exist. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Every entity wants to exist. Nothing personal. Poverty is a spirit. Sadness is a spirit. Loneliness is a spirit. Brokenness is a spirit. Wealth is a spirit. Everything around us are spirits. Now, you decide which one you want to align with. So sometimes when you are growing, when you are healing, when you are becoming a better woman, you'll realize things try to trigger you. Like things start triggering you out of nowhere. Everything starts triggering. Like, oh, this happened, this happens. But that's because your old spirit, the old you, wants to still live. So it's going to do things to trigger you to react the same way. Ambition is also a spirit as well. All these emotions, they're spirits. Because it's motion, right? Emotion, motion, they're spirits. You see? Look, the light's cut off. You see? That's how you know I'm telling the truth. That's how you know I'm telling the truth. You see? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? What's going on? I'm shaking it up. See, it got hot in here. The whole light, it just blew off. It just blew off. But babes, I'm telling you the truth. Everything is a spiritual entity. So you have to decide which one you want to align with. Your old self is going to trigger you. Him calling you is not because, oh, he see you in the gym and you like, oh my God, yeah, girl, my man want me back or my ex want me back, ha, ha, ha. Situations are going to happen to trigger you. And I want you to understand this. Any man that tells you quit your job, quit your aspirations, and he's going to take care of everything, that man does not want to see you win. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because why are you telling me to quit my job and trust you? Why are you telling me not to start that business? Why are you telling me not to get into the gym? I don't need to get into the gym. These men are the downfall to your success. And it's not their fault. It's your fault because you allow them. I'm not getting, my baby told me he liked me thick. He liked me thick and chubby. He liked me thick and chubby. And he keep feeding you. Gluttony is a spirit. Ooh, did I say something? Gluttony is a spirit. Contentment is a spirit. Because you should always want to be better. You should always be growing. That's life. We're growing. No matter, if you think about this logically, right? You're growing in age every single day. So being content with the same level, that's a spirit. Stagnation, confusion is a spirit. Uncertainty, a spirit. So your man saying, oh yeah, I like you extra thick. I like you 20 pounds bigger. He's only saying that because he's breaking you down. Because the moment you get to your last strand of confidence where you don't have any anymore, now you're fat. Sorry, I don't want to say fat. I don't want nobody to be offended. You're chubby. You don't make no money. The only money you make is from what he gives you. You don't have any friends because you know how these guys be doing. They know how to make you lose all your friends. They'll tell you, oh, that girl, yeah, she not good. Oh, yeah, your friend, she a hater. Sometimes they be right, but who are they to tell you to stop talking to them? You don't need to talk to Sabrina no more because Sabrina, yeah, I saw Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina's this. Oh, yeah. They find a way to isolate you. They use the spirit of love to isolate you from everything you've ever known. And then once they isolate you from everything you ever known because you can't have outside eyes looking and tell you the truth, that's when they break you. And only if you allow them. Am I saying something or am I saying something? Only if you allow them. Because what you guys fail to realize is you have a choice. You can choose to stay confused. You can choose to stay lonely. You can choose to stay in gluttony. You can choose to stay in toxicity. You make the choice. A lot of you don't understand that you are the captain of your ship. Nobody controls the ship but you. You always forget that you have the choice to stay in that relationship. You can easily walk away. A lot of you, oh no, I can't walk away because no, you can walk away. You have the choice. You have free will. You have free will. A lot of you make the choice to walk. You know what? Let me not go there. Let me not go there. But you know what I mean. But you know what it is? The spirit of manipulation. Because when the spirit of manipulation consumes you, you feel like you don't have a choice. Like you like, oh, I can't, like, nah, he told me about my friend Sabrina, so I'm gonna stop talking to her because my man. You don't, just because he told you about your friend Sabrina, that doesn't mean you have to stop talking to Sabrina. Just because he told you, oh, that business is stupid or that job is stupid, you need to quit. That doesn't mean you have to quit. But a lot of you don't understand it's free will. It looks like love. It feels like security, but it's not love. It's leverage. A man who wants to keep control will never encourage you to have power because power to him means you might actually choose yourself. Confirmation. The light was confirmation. It was. Every time I say something deep, boom, it just go like this. Boom, boom, boom. The less money you have, the more they know you'll tolerate. The moment you flip your own money, he can't move the same. The manipulation no longer lands. I really want you guys to understand. This is going to keep happening. I really want you guys to understand that a lot of men are only confident in relationships where the woman is financially fragile because stuck women don't leave. They beg, tolerate, and shrink. The spirit of understanding. Hello. I'm going to say that again. Did you guys hear that? A lot of men are only confident in relationships where the woman is financially fragile because stuck women don't leave. They beg, tolerate, and shrink. Oh, so when you guys be talking about, oh yeah, men that have money, they don't care. They just want you to exist. They don't care if you have money. That's what makes them confident because you're financially fragile. Because you're going to be stuck. So you can't leave. You have to beg, which is going to increase his ego. Why are these old men going for young girls who are in college? Because they're financially fragile. Why would a rich man go for a poor girl? Because she's financially fragile. Is it making sense? Is it making sense? So when I be seeing people talk about, oh, the man with money, they go for the broke girl because they want to feel needed. No, girl. They only go for her because she's financially fragile. He knows because she's stuck, she can't leave. Because realistically, I'm telling you guys, and I'm telling you guys from experience, and I'm telling you guys from what I've seen. Men with money, men with substance, men who value themselves, they're never going to go below their value. They're never going to go for the woman they can just, oh, I'm going to find her in the hood or I'm going to go to the village and pick her. Why would they go for her when they can go for a woman that understands wealth? Because remember, when you have a kid with someone, you're creating another generation. But if a man is financially stable and he goes for a girl who doesn't have much, and this is not about competition, because some of you guys are going to misconstrue what I'm saying. It's not about competition about, oh yeah, you got to be a millionaire too. You got to be a billionaire just like him. No, what I'm trying to say is you having some type of financial security means you're not financially fragile. It's almost like a spirit that's going on with women thinking that, oh, I got to be the brokest to get a rich man. No, that's not true. Because you want to be able to afford, and it's not only about, like, I want you guys to start thinking bigger than just, oh, dating the rich man. It's about connections. I want you guys to stop having a limiting mindset with, oh, the only thing is rich men. No, it's about connections. It's about opportunity. Because you're in the room with a guy who's financially stable, there's different opportunities that will land for you. Think about it like this. You may be the one in your family who's meant to break those generational curses. So you don't want to, oh yeah, babe, I need you to buy my mom a house. I need you to give my mom 20 grand. You don't want to put that burden on him. You want to feel good knowing that you can do it yourself while he's taking care of everything. Because obviously a man who has money, a man who's financially stable, just because you have money, he's not going to need your money to help him pay the bills. He's going to pay the bills anyway. So you can use your money to do what you want to do. But a lot of you keep falling into the spirit of stuckness. Let me get some ones in the chat if I'm making sense. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something right now. Bestie next door, my promise to God. God said, I get you out of the situation. You are going to do exactly what I destined you to do. And I'm doing that. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth all 2025. Have your own money. Period. 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 And if you need help, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to invest my money. The Wealth Club is there, period. And even the Wealth Club can be a little bit overwhelming. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. It can be a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot of information. It's a lot of information in there. So sometimes you get confused. Like, I don't know which classroom to get into. That's the reason why the 15-minute call is there. So I can assess you on where you are now, what you need to do to overcome it, and how you can achieve your goals. Somebody asks, why do boys hesitate to date dark-skinned girlies? They only hesitate to date dark-skinned girlies because you are tuning into that frequency. Because that's where you're putting your attention. That's why that is your reality. If you stop putting your attention there, you're going to see all the guys that date dark-skinned girls. Because I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them that like dark girls. They're like, yeah, I like dark girls. Stop focusing on what does not serve you. I'm going to tell you guys the two biggest currencies in the world: money and attention. Whatever you give attention to, it grows. So stop giving attention to the guys that don't like dark-skinned girls when I can show you billions of guys that, listen, will suck the far out your butt because you're dark-skinned. Amen? Am I saying something or am I saying something? Can I get some ones in the chat? What you focus on manifests. If you give your attention to the wrong thing, that is what is going to be your reality. A lot of you don't realize, as women, we have the power to shift our reality whichever way we want. We bleed for 7 days and don't die. That already shows you how powerful we are. We can make a whole heart, liver, yeah. We make all of it. But a lot of you fall victims to allowing the outer world to control your inner world. Stop aligning with, see, there we go. Another sign. I keep shaking it up today. Because to be honest with you, this has not happened back to back. This has not happened. And this is just 30 minutes, and it has happened like 4 times. This is how you know, if you are watching my live and you've been here from beginning to end, this is confirmation that I am telling you the truth, and it's hitting your soul. You guys got to understand that you choose which spirit to align with. Every spirit wants to exist. You see? Every spirit wants to exist. It's nothing personal. So you have to decide and make the choice, because that's what you guys don't understand. You have the choice to say, you know what? I'm going to align with the spirit of wealth. I'm going to align with the spirit of confidence. Because confidence is also a spirit too. I said this on my last live where I talked about, we're going to use Beyonce as an example. I'm going to use that example in this live. Just like when Beyonce wants to perform, she summons up Sasha Fierce. That's a spirit for her. Am I lying? Aren't I telling the truth? When Beyonce wants to perform, she summons up Sasha Fierce because that's her confidence. You see how most of these artists be talking about, oh yeah, I have this entity that lives inside of me. It's true. That is a lot of confirmation to let you guys know that what Bestie Next Door is saying is the truth. That you choose which spirit you want to align with. Amen? Now, empowerment and reframe. Here's the real shift. The minute you have your own money, your peace gets louder. Are you guys hearing me? The minute you have your own money, your peace gets louder. I have to stay quiet for that because I want you guys, like, you realize, like, you know what? I I don't have to deal with you anymore. Yeah, I don't want this. You start, you're like, you know what? You're a shitty guy. No, thank you. Next caller. Next caller. You're a shitty guy. Next caller. You're not going to sit there and be like, you know what? You're not going to be like, oh, bestie, I'm confused because, he pays the bills. Bitch, you're going to be like, what? What? Because you have your own money. Your piece is louder. You're like, no, I'm not confused. Ladies, listen to me clearly. And I'm going to say this in this voice. When you have your own money, you have clarity. The only reason why you're confused is because you don't have enough money. That's the only reason why you're confused. Because you know what you want. You have your values and your boundaries. So because you have your own money and you know that he's crossing your boundaries and you guys don't have the same values, it becomes easy for you to walk away. You lack clarity because you don't have money. Being a financially secured woman means you have clarity. Even if you're not it now, you can make the decision, the choice. Remember, we have free will. The choice to become financially secured. But a lot of you make the choice of staying in the same place. And then you look back and you're looking around and then you're wondering why you're still here. But that's because you made the choice to stay there. You look around, you're like, damn, all the girls, they got nice bodies. What they did, I didn't take. You made the choice to eat that cheeseburger. You made that choice to eat that bacon, egg, and cheese. You made the choice to eat pancakes, even though you know you wasn't hungry. You're like, damn, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. You made the choice to spend your money on something that doesn't multiply it. So now that you want something, you can't afford it. You see, guys, everything in life is a choice. Let's stop blaming men for our misfortune and let's start holding ourselves accountable and let's start making the right choices. The choices you make today is always going to shape tomorrow, the next week, and the next month. If you want different, you need to be different. A lot of you claim, oh, I want $1 million, or I'm going to make 6 figures, or I'm going to make 20,000 this month. But you can't even energetically hold that. Did you guys hear that? You can't even energetically hold $20,000 because money is a currency. Currency is energy. Did we ever think about that? Oh, are you guys ready to get deep like that? Oh, you're not ready for that yet. You're not like, nah, we're not ready for that, bestie. Let's keep it light. You guys want me to get that deep? Because you guys don't understand that in order to receive what it is that you're trying to manifest, you have to be energetically aligned to what it is you're trying to manifest. Remember what I said, everything's all about spirits. Everything's a spirit. So you have to align with the right spirit to energetically hold $20,000 a month. Money's a spirit. So if you are trying to align with the spirit of money, then you can't also align with the spirit of fear, doubt, and desperation. Does that make sense? Am I saying something or am I saying something? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? That's what you guys don't understand. When you plant your seed, you have to have faith. Faith, fear, and doubt is all the same thing. You believe in something you cannot see. You believe in something you cannot see. Why not have faith? Why not know that, okay, I planted my seed here and I know for a fact, because confidence is a spirit. I know for a fact it's going to grow. It will grow. But if you're trying to make more money, if you want to align with the spirit of wealth and money, you can't also align with the spirit of doubt, fear, uncertainty, and confusion. You have to pick. Let's continue. See, when you have your own money, you don't have to act right to avoid being kicked out. I know some of you guys have experienced that when you with your man or whatever, and you're like, damn, let me not, like, he did something that's wrong. You don't want to say too much because if you say too much, then he gonna kick your ass out. That happened to me. A few years ago, when I was living with my ex-fiance, yeah, he'd be like, oh, you need to be back in the house by 2:30. If I wasn't back in the house by 2:30, he would tell me, I'm locking the doors, bitch. You could sleep the fuck outside, even though he didn't let me sleep outside. But that fear, he kept instilling the spirit of fear in me until one day I said, you know what, fuck you, fuck this, because why? I made the choice. I forgot all this while when I was taking abuse, when I was taking the manipulation, I forgot that I had the choice to leave. So I did just that. I'm going to mute you because why are you spamming? Who are you spamming? No, you're out of here. You're out of here. She over here confusing me. I'm trying to see y'all stuff, but she's confusing me. She's making my head hurt. She's distracting me. You see what I'm saying? Spirit of distraction. The devil brought her in here to distract y'all. You see what I'm saying? I made the choice to block her ass, to get her out of here. And now, boom, she's out. You see what I'm saying? We all have free will. We literally all have free will. So like I was saying, as an example, with getting kicked out, he used to always instill the spirit of fear in me, the spirit of anxiety. It got to the point where, girls, I swear to God, guys, I am not lying to you guys. I will go out with my homegirl and I will be scared. Like I'll be at the table just scared, paranoid, like checking my phone. If you hear this live, or you're listening to this replay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where you out with your friend, but your mind is not there because you're thinking about your man. You think about what he gonna say. You're thinking about, it don't even have to be him throwing you out, but just he instilled that spirit of anxiety and fear. Claire said, my problem is I think I can change him. That's the problem. We women, we love to waste fucking time. We love to waste time. Yeah. We waste time because you're going to change him and he's going to be good for someone else. Everything you told him what he should do, because that's what these men do. That's how men know how to be men. They learn from all their exes. They compile all the, I think I can change him. All the exes I thought they can change him. He compiles all of the changing together and be the good man for the dream girl. And I'm going to clock this, right? A lot of you spend so much time in trying to change a man instead of changing your finances and changing yourself, losing that weight, getting that money up. I used to be just like that. I want to change him. I want him to be better because I know we could do it. But guys, let me tell you guys something right now. I'm speaking to somebody in this room. Your manifestations won't happen because he's holding you back. You thinking you can change him is why your vision board is not coming to life. It's why it's not coming to life. It's why the good job you've been trying to manifest, the dream money, the dream car, it's why it's not happening because you are focused on the wrong thing. He is holding back your manifestations. He's holding back your growth. Guys, stop focusing on changing a man. He showed you what he was. He showed you who he is. Accept it and move on. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Until you're ready to let go of that fantasy of who he could have been, who he could be, you are going to stay in the same place. You are going to stay in the same place because you keep holding on to the fantasy of what he could be. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to keep going in circles. You're going to keep going in circles. You're going to keep going in circles. You're going to keep going in circles until you get dizzy. And then you'll be like, what's going on? Why nothing not working? Why nothing not working? Nothing is not working because you couldn't throw off the dead weight on the boat. So you sinking. You wondering why I'm sinking? Why my skin looking like this? Why I'm adding weight? Why am I so toxic? Why am I so angry all the time? Why do I have the spirit of anger? Why do I have the spirit of fear? Why do I have the spirit of anxiety? Why is it so cloudy? Because spiritually, you'll be clouded because you haven't cleared out the dead weight. So you're not going to have clarity. Just because you're so focused on changing this man and making this man be what you need him to be, you have now lost your vision. Because you're trying to make someone fit on your vision board that doesn't belong there. You're trying to fit someone on your vision board that does not belong there. So because you're trying to fit someone on your vision board cannot come to life. You're still going to be in circles. You're going to be in circles. You're going to be in circles. That's what it's going to feel like. You're going to feel like you have wins, but then you keep losing. You have some wins, you keep losing. That's what I mean by circles. Circles. And you're like, nah, I want him to be there. Some of you are scared to start over all because of the time you invested in a man. But you don't realize that that relationship and the time you invested was the time you used to know what you want and what you don't want. Do not be scared to start over. That is the issue and the fear a lot of us women have is starting over. We're like, damn, boy, what if I don't get some? You know, they always say, oh, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't. Well, let me go find the angels. I want to see the angels. Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, but the devil you know is better than the angels you don't. But the angels are good, so let me get the good angels. Yeah, I want to know some angels because I'm tired of the demons. I'm tired of the demons. Guys, stop allowing the spirit of fear to live. The spirit of fear wants to keep living. Guys, I'm telling you guys something that's very deep, and I hope you guys are really listening and understanding what I'm saying. Everything's a spirit. You have the choice. Your decisions, I want you to start studying your thoughts. Study your thoughts. Anytime you have a thought of negativity or a thought of fear, or you start feeling fear or anxiety, you have the choice to align to that spirit or turn your attention somewhere else. Remember what I said in the beginning of this live. Attention is currency. So you can decide to give that spirit of fear attention, give that spirit of desperation attention, or you can decide to turn it somewhere else and say, you know what? Now I'm going to focus on this. You have the choice. You have the choice. Attention is currency. Stop allowing these people to feed you their reality. You did not feel like you was deserving of more and you was deserving of better. That thought would not come to your head. That is your higher self pulling you and telling you, girl, there's better on the other side. Because remember, we have different versions of ourselves living on this planet. We have different versions. You guys watch the movie Us? You see how they had the bad side and the good side? That some of these movies, I want you guys to start taking the message more deeply. Even Gemini Man with Will Smith. We have different versions of ourselves. We have the rich version. We have the one that's begging on the street. We have the druggie, the party girl, the baby mom. We have different versions of ourselves. But what we can do is choose which one we decide to align with. I want you guys to really internalize what I'm saying because I'm speaking to your spirit. I'm speaking to your soul. The moment you have the thoughts of something better, that is your higher self calling you. But your old self knows how to trigger you and keep your currency being your attention. Like, oh, nah, we can't let her. Because, again, all of these entities, they want to exist. So the old self is like, oh, I'm not going to die. We got to fight before I die because they want to keep existing. It's nothing personal. Don't think, oh, my village people, oh, my people hate me. It's nothing personal. This is just how life is. It wants to keep existing. So because it wants to keep existing, it's going to do things to trigger you. It's going to bring you spirit of doubt, spirit of fear, spirit of procrastination. Like some of you have been interested in starting your digital business, but you have the spirit of procrastination. Like, oh, I don't want to start. But then your higher self is like, girl, there's so much good things on this side. Like, look at what we're doing. Look at how we living. Look at how... But your old self is like, we have to, no, it's a scam. No, don't bother. No, it's too expensive. I want you guys to practice being aware of your thoughts. And I'm going to tell you guys this. You do not need a tarot reader. You do not need a pastor. I need a pastor to pray for me. I need someone to pray for me. I need a spiritual God. You connect to God, the more aware you become. God is source and God created us. So because God created us, that means God is within all of us. That means there's source within all of us. So the more aware you become, the closer you connect with God. Because God is at the highest level of awareness. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Am I cooking? Can I get some ones in the chat? If you are aware of your thoughts, you're able to change your reality. Because you know that, oh no, this thought, That's my old self. Nah, we not fear. We're not fearful. We are confident in every decision that we make. Guys, as you are listening to this now, whether you are listening to my live right now, you're here with me on TikTok, or you're listening to my replay, you are now going to be aware of your thoughts. Every single thought that comes into your head, you need to be aware of it, and you need to call it out. I reject the spirit of poverty. I reject the spirit of brokenness. I reject the spirit of procrastination. Besties telling you your future right now. All you need to do is this simple thing. It's as simple as ABC. All these people on TikTok that be telling you, oh, burn paper, burn fire, burn strings, burn this, write your manifestation. Besties giving you the simple science of manifesting. Be aware of your thoughts and know what thoughts are triggers, because whatever triggers you is holding you back. And let go of control. What do I mean? Stop waking up like, oh my God, all right, I was aware of my thoughts. Why isn't things changing today? Time is an illusion. When you get to the highest level of awareness, you realize time does not exist. A lot of you want more money because you want to feel good. Why don't you feel good now? Remember, and I said this in my last live, and I'm going to say this on this live. This is simple science. I'm going to break this down. I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys are listening. If God does not give you more than you can handle, then if you want more money and you're not getting more money, that means that God feels like you can't handle it. The universe will only give you what you already have. What does that mean? If you believe you have it, then the universe is going to give it to you. If God does not give you more than you can handle, then you not having what you've been manifesting or what you've been praying for means you are not energetically ready to have it. And if the universe only gives you what you already have, then you claiming that you already have it, the universe will give it to you. I want you guys to start looking at yourselves differently. Don't allow your thoughts to be running on autopilot. Start being more mindful. Start being intentional with your thoughts. Start being intentional with your time. Start being intentional with who you talk to on the phone. Ask yourself, would your higher self be having this type of conversation? Would your higher self react this way? If the answer is no, pull yourself back from acting that way. That's the only way you're going to get into the dream version of yourself. When you start acting like her now, stop waiting for your circumstances or reality to prove to you that you are her. You are her now, because the world lives inside of you. You are source. God created us and God is source. So that means source is within us. So if you act like you are her now, then reality has no choice but to catch up. The problem with most of you is you are waiting for reality to change in order for you to change. Now, if you're ready to align with the spirit of wealth, the Wealth Club is there. With the Wealth Club, you will get a link for a 15-minute call with me. So I'm going to assess you. You're not going to be alone. I'm going to tell you where the confusion or, if you have a little bit of scattered energy, I will give you the right direction. If not, that's fine. There's one-on-one calls available. If you need clarity, like I need to talk to you for 30 minutes just because I need to understand this, I need to understand, that's available. Start being mindful of your thoughts. Remember what I said. Everything is a spirit. Fear, doubt, confusion, lack of clarity, all those things are a spirit. You have the choice to align with whichever spirit you want to align with. Make the choice today.